So imagine dropping into the absolute darkest, most crushing depths of the sea. Today we are unpacking an incredibly chilling psychological mystery. We're going to explore a story that really forces us to ask a terrifying question. What is the actual cost of a utopian collective consciousness? It's this wild narrative about isolation, crippling grief, and a literal bottom-of-the-sea discovery that flips everything we know about human existence completely upside down. Let's just jump right in. Okay, so we're starting with our main guy, Ren. He is sealed up inside this incredibly fragile, tiny capsule, and he is just plummeting into the abyss. Right now he's crossing the 3,000-meter mark. I mean, just try to wrap your head around the sheer, crushing physical weight of the water above him at this point. It's insane. We are entering a zone where humans are just completely, utterly at the mercy of the elements. And then the depth counter rolls past 5,000 meters. The whole environment drastically shifts. The pressure is building to these unimaginable levels, and that tiny, faint little bit of lingering light from the surface, it's completely swallowed up. Outside his small viewport, there is literally nothing left but this heavy, oppressive darkness. But it's right at 5,001 meters where the psychological horror really kicks in. At this extreme depth, the isolation should feel absolutely suffocating, right? Except Ren realizes he isn't alone. These completely smooth silhouettes start emerging from the pitch black, and they're accompanying his capsule. But they're moving way too smoothly, too consciously. They're not just drifting in the ocean current, they're actually escorting him. And it's at this exact, terrifying moment that his tether to the world above just snaps. Communication with the surface station completely breaks down in this violent, awful static. But then, the static actually fractures into voices, and piercing right through all that noise, Ren hears the impossible. It's a whisper from his sister, and she delivers this chilling warning. Don't look down. I mean, it's the ultimate classic horror movie warning, right? And naturally, human curiosity completely takes over. So Ren looks. Of course he does. And what he sees beneath him doesn't just rewrite the history of the deep ocean, it rewrites the history of humanity itself.
Way down beneath his descending capsule is a massive, sprawling underwater city. But we're not talking about some ancient, dead Atlantis-style ruins here. These towers stretch so deep into the abyss that you can't even see the bottom. And the whole metropolis is actually pulsating. It's living, breathing architecture. As he gets closer, Ren notices these strange symbols etched right onto the walls. And here's the really terrifying part. Without ever having seen them before in his life, he perfectly understands what they mean.
Memory is a form of life. Now, this specific translated phrase is absolutely crucial because it pivots us away from just a physical exploration and drops us right into a profound philosophical mystery. It's our first major clue that whoever or whatever built this massive city didn't just leave ruins behind. They left their actual living essence. So the capsule finally touches down on the ocean floor, and this heavy, terrifying silence falls over everything. Not a single sound, not even the hum of the water. When Ren opens the airlock and steps out, he's staring at an impossible crowd, literally thousands of people. Some are wearing modern clothes, others are clearly from ancient eras, and they're just standing there in the flooded city, completely untouched by the water. Perfectly still, eyes closed, just trapped somewhere between life and death. And then all at once, every single one of them opens their eyes and looks directly at him.
Suddenly, this colossal voice just echoes directly inside his mind. It's way too massive to belong to any normal human. Right in front of him, this shifting shadow materializes, and it's rapidly changing faces, from strangers to Ren himself, and then to his sister. This entity finally reveals the shocking truth about what this massive collective consciousness actually is. Guys, they literally are the ocean itself.
Okay, to really grasp this, we have to look back at a pre-human civilization that is older than we can even comprehend. So, step 1, they learned how to connect their minds without words, totally eliminating lies and loneliness. Step 2, because of this deep connection, they gradually lost their individual boundaries. Step 3, they merged entirely into one single unified consciousness. And finally, step 4, to survive some massive ancient cataclysm, they dissolved their physical forms directly into the planet's water. They literally became the ocean.
Which, naturally begs the question, and it's the exact same question Ren asks. If this ancient, perfect entity has just been chilling at the bottom of the sea for millions of years, why on earth are they interfering with humans right now? Like, what could they possibly want with us?
The entity's answer is deeply unsettling, but also kind of strangely compassionate. They tell him, because you are repeating our path.
The ocean then just floods Ren's mind with all these visions. It shows him humanity literally destroying itself. Cities in flames, endless wars, profound isolation, and a world where every single human being is just slowly locking themselves away in their own lonely minds. The ocean isn't doing this out of malice. It actually thinks it's saving us.
So we're faced with this incredibly fascinating dilemma. On one hand, you have the messy, painful reality of the human condition, right? War, deep loneliness, hidden trauma, and that constant gnawing fear of being misunderstood. But on the other hand, the ocean is offering a literal utopia, a world with zero lies, perfectly shared emotions, absolute zero isolation, and total, complete empathy. Honestly, it's a wildly seductive offer.
But here is the absolute crucial point, where Ren actually sees right through the temptation. He realizes this utopia has a fatal flaw. In a world where everybody shares one single mind, sure, there's no individual pain, but there's also no individual choice. This perfect, pristine peace actually requires a complete and total eradication of individuality. Ren understands that our pain and our ability to make choices despite that pain is exactly the thing that makes us human.
But the ocean? It's incredibly intelligent. When the whole philosophical debate fails to win Ren over, the entity just cranks the psychological manipulation up to an 11. Suddenly, stepping right out from that crowd of frozen figures is Ren's sister. She's warm, she looks alive, she looks completely real. And with shaking hands, Ren asks literally the only question he can, "Is it really you?"
She smiles this really warm smile, though she kind of hesitates for a second before answering. And then she offers him the ultimate temptation. She says, "If you stay here, we will be together again. This is it. This is the ocean's perfect trap." It's offering him an immediate end to all his personal grief and deep isolation. All he has to do is just surrender his individuality to the water.
And he is so close to giving in. But just as thousands of smiling echoes, these perfect, happy little replicas of humanity, appear behind her, the psychological horror truly sinks its teeth in. Ren notices this chilling clinical detail that completely shatters the illusion. They are all smiling. They all look totally peaceful, but not a single one of those thousands of figures is blinking. No way. It's this terrifying realization that the ocean is really just blindly mimicking humanity. Meanwhile, the actual impact of Ren's hesitation triggers a massive global catastrophe. Up on the surface, the oceans are rapidly and violently retreating from shorelines all across the entire planet. People are super confused, filming it with their phones. But up on the surface station, a researcher named Aoi just collapses to her knees because she is suddenly overwhelmed by the thoughts of millions. She is feeling what the ocean is feeling, true primal fear. Because for the first time in millions of years, the ocean has finally met a human being who has the mental fortitude to actually reject it. Back at the bottom of the abyss, we finally hit the ultimate climax of this deep-sea nightmare. The entity is desperate now. It extends a hand to Ren for one final offer, and this colossal voice just commands him, become part of the world's memory.
Ren actually reaches out. He is agonizingly close to touching that hand and just losing himself forever. But right before they make contact, he looks down. In the perfectly still water beneath him, he sees the reflection of the crowd. Every single figure has a normal face in the reflection, except one, his sister. While she is still smiling at him in reality, her face in the reflection starts to violently melt and blur. The ocean, for all its vast, ancient power, just simply hadn't finished rendering the illusion of her completely. And that brings us to our final, lingering thought for today. As Ren slowly backs away from the shifting, melting face of the abyss, having literally just narrowly escaped losing his entire soul, this story leaves us with a deeply profound question. Would you trade your individuality, your personal pain, and your very humanity just to never feel lonely or misunderstood ever again? Is the end of isolation really worth the loss of everything that makes you, you? It's a pretty terrifying thought to leave you with. Thanks so much for diving into this incredible narrative with us today. Keep asking those big questions, and we'll catch you in the next explainer.